Hello, you beautiful souls. I just had a really powerful realization, and I thought it would be perhaps helpful if I shared it with you guys, because I'm sure it's really relatable, and not just to spiritual beings, but to all beings. I had this thing happen where I got really hurt when I went to England. And I'm sure a lot of you saw my YouTube video of I Am Miserable, the one I posted when I was there. And what that did is it really it burned me hard. And as a result of that, I really stopped trusting life. I stopped opening myself up to support. And I got in this place where I really kind of closed down and I wanted to control life. And I got in this place of I'm just going to use my will and I'm going to control life because life just keeps hurting me. And I contributed getting hurt by life to being too open. Because, going into England, I was just wide open. And I got absolutely obliterated and smashed. And so, not even so much on a conscious level, but just like on a subconscious level, or like something in me associated being open to getting hurt. And then I needed to go into protective mode. I needed to go into this other kind of mode where, it's almost like it felt like for a while me against life. Because this part of me, it didn't trust life anymore. And it said, hell no, I'm not opening anymore. Because the life just hurts me. And I think this is why so many people try to control life, because life has hurt them in the past, and they think, just like I was thinking on a deep subconscious level, that by controlling life or trying to control life, will no longer get hurt by life or something, right? So it's a protective mechanism, and I just recognized it in myself. I was starting to feel really pressurized within, and something just like kind of broke in me, where I was like, oh my gosh, what if I just surrender to what is? Something that I hadn't been doing a lot of recently. And all of a sudden, I just felt all this grace flow into my reality, into my being. And I just felt way more settled, way more deepened in myself. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can just relax. And I had this realization, it's safe to open again. And here's the thing that a lot of people do, and exactly is the thing that I did. I falsely attributed getting smashed by life due to the fact that I was wide open. Where actually I got crushed by life and really hurt because I wasn't rooted in my truth. And life was just trying to help me, was just trying to guide me back into my truth. And so, a lot of people, maybe spiritual beings, will get wide open on the path, and then all kinds of devastation will occur. And then maybe we'll attribute it to being too open, to being too trusting, and that life just hurts, and then we shut down. We close down to life, and we go into me against life mode, and we think it's like a kind of this us versus them kind of thing, and we get into this world of duality, of good and evil, right? Of darkness is bad, light is, good, and our egos get really confused because life just hurt us so bad, so we don't trust anymore, so we close down. But what I've recognized is that life only crushes you in that way to try to help you. Like, I only got crushed and devastated, and it was only as excruciating as it was when I went to England, because life was trying to help me. And I've realized, I realized it wasn't because I was so open that I got hurt. It was because I wasn't rooted in my truth. And yes, of course, when we're open, just like Rumi talks about and the Buddha talks about, life is going to hurt. Pain is a part of this human experience, right? Your heart's going to be broken. Absolutely. But the important thing is, can you be open and rooted in your truth. It's like that's where we want to be. That's where we want to land. That's where we want to move from, is we want to be wide open, but also rooted in our truth. Another way of saying rooted in your truth is rooted in your power. Because we're wide open and we're not rooted in our power or truth, then yeah, we're going to get hurt. We're going to feel attacked. That's what I felt. I felt like I got all kinds of attacked when I was wide open in England on all levels. And I'm realizing it's like, oh yeah, I wasn't rooted in my truth. Or another word, like I said, is power. They're very synonymous, because when you're walking in your truth, you're going to feel really powerful. When you veer from your truth, you're going to feel very disconnected and from your power. And so, yeah, I've just noticed like my life wasn't as flowy as I recalled, and I just felt kind of like not as supported by the Divine Mother. And it's because I had lost a little faith in her. I lost a little trust in her. This is what happens when people get really wounded, is they close down. And they cut themselves off from life, from the divine. You know, and it even happened to me. As deep as I am on this path, it happened to me. Where for a while, I just had to kind of try to do it myself. I went into my egoic mode and I just got to do this all myself. Until that became such a hell and there became so much pressure. It was like the divine was like, let me help, let me help, let me help. And finally something in me just relaxed and was like, okay, we're safe to open again. Like I feel more rooted in my truth than I've ever been by far. And it's a product of what I've went through and getting absolutely torched and just destroyed for all the times that I veered off, you know, and got hurt. It's like it just anchors me more and more deeply in my truth each time. And so, yeah, I just had this profound surrender tonight of like, yeah, I can like let life support me again. I can let life live me again. I can really count on the Divine Mother to nourish my being and to flood me with grace. I can be receptive again. That's a big one I wasn't being receptive. I was thinking like, I've got to do it all. There was a little bit of like this kind of energy. And I think it was good to do that, to really lean into that after being hurt so bad. It's like that kind of has to run its course until we reach a dead end with it. And I reached a dead end tonight and I was like, oh yeah, there's an easier way to live. I just kind of dismissed it because I was in such a wounded state that I couldn't open and trust and allow life to be easy. I had to struggle for a while. I was in so much pain, I had to struggle. And so yeah, that's what I wanted. The gift of this video, I hope for you, is to know like it's not because you're so open, you know, that's the problem. It's stay open to life. Just also be rooted in your truth. Be rooted in your power. And that's a really magical combination. That's heaven on earth, right? Rooted in our power and truth and wide open and receptive and allowing.